the sports animal.
Hello, Albuquerque. It's Friday. You know what that means. That means the boys are at the ballpark. That's right, Rio Grande
baby.
Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. There is baseball tonight here, and it must be a pretty good giveaway, which we'll learn what that is later, as the line is already out front.
Well, I think they're here to get into the concert, Fred.
Oh, there's a concert.
Because it's country night.
Oh, let's go.
Here at Rio Grande Credit Union Field
Well,
at Isotopes Park.
There's definitely something here because an Isotopes-clad employee who's definitely a bodyguard just walked by like 2 seconds ago. I've been to a lot of concerts in my life, so this must be something. Someone's showing up.
Maybe it's outlaw country, and he's got some warrants. Keeps that thing on him.
Yeah, working the bond. He's a bondsman. Gonna go get him. Actually, I don't know really what bonds have to do with country music, but you see the connection I was trying to make. Isaiah Johnson back in studio. Isaiah, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
All right. Excellent. Good news.
Doing great.
Yes.
Happy to hear.
About as good as it gets. It's going to be a fun one tonight. The weather is perfect. It is a baseball environment. Come hang out and watch baseball. If you were here last weekend, you were here with 14,000 other fans as it was Banana Ball. Come back this weekend. It'll be equally fun, but much different experience.
Actual baseball being played.
Actual baseball.
They only get weird in between innings.
You're talking
during the innings, they play baseball.
You're talking about sausage races?
Correct. Chili races.
I missed the program yesterday, so Oklahoma City advances to the finals. That is going from the Western Conference to the championship round. And I think you're aware of this, spent a lot of time in Washington, and the little bit of feedback I saw was all of Seattle is as mad as they can be about this.
Well, it sucks to see your ex doing so well.
Yeah,
you know?
So many years later.
Me, on the other hand, I root for my exes. I want to see them be the best person they could possibly be. No ill will, no animosity. I'm basically the opposite of Zay.
I only do that with ex-co-host. Because I know every co-host I leave blossoms into doing really great things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that kiss.
That's the thing I have in my dating life. People date me, make the smart move and break up, and then find their forever person.
Speaking of dating, happy Vanniversary, brother.
Yeah.
8 years ago tomorrow, Van and I met for the very first time, and all of you now suffer.
Yep. Sorry about that. It's bad job, fate. Look what you did to us.
Our big Vanniversary party is tomorrow. If you did not hear from us, that's because it's invite only. But if you feel like you should have heard from us, reach out. Yeah, reach out to us. There will be a fair amount of individuals there, including Isaiah Johnson. Isaiah, how excited are you for your first Vanniversary?
Stoked. Absolutely stoked.
3 times stoked.
And if you don't know where it's gonna be because you weren't officially
invited,
you can narrow it down pretty easily.
Not a lot of options.
There's only a few places we frequent often.
And especially of the types of people that we would bring out, it's an even smaller list of places that will accept all of them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Widespread.
Also, I got a haircut today from not my normal barber. Which explains why I'm wearing a hat.
You're wearing a hat.
It's a Duke's hat. I'm at the ballpark.
No.
I mean, fitting. But friend of the show, Robert, real excited to have spent some time this afternoon with him. So thank you to Robert.
Okay.
And his son Manny. He said
clean you up nice.
Yeah, I do like it.
Okay.
But he said that they listen all the time. They're big fans. So Robert and Manny, thank you for being friends of the show.
If it's the Robert I'm thinking of, he's very, very loyal.
Is he also a barber?
I believe so. I've just now learned.
There we go. Yeah, my traditional barber out of town.
But he's not traditional. Nothing about that man is traditional. Let's kick it real straight here.
But we have the big backyard event tomorrow morning. There's a ton going on with the Poly Run. We got the Vanniversary. Sometimes you just got to figure out where you figure it out, and once you know, friends of the show everywhere. So that's a fun little start to the day. Knicks are still alive. Held the Pacers down to 100 for the first time in the playoffs. It was Not a great game by the Knicks, but a really bad game by the Pacers.
Sure. Yeah, that seemed more like a Pacers loss than a Knicks win because they had a lot of chances to go on runs and never took advantage of it.
There was
Tyrese Halliburton, who we've been mailing flowers to every single program after they play. It's kind of non-existent.
I didn't know this 0-0 kid, but he was kind of the leader of the Pacers last night. Jalen Brunson refuses to go quietly into the night.
Oh, he won't.
He will not. And if you end up in a championship round and by the way, and I mentioned this on the show before, the NBA playoffs are wasted this year if the Knicks don't make it. If the Knicks are beat by the Pacers and then they play tomorrow.
They will be tomorrow.
Okay, I don't believe they will be. I believe it's Knicks in 7. I have no doubt in my mind. And if it doesn't work out that way, you don't have to watch the championship.
If the Knicks come back and win this thing, win 3 in a row, which is incredibly rare in today's NBA, that choke meme will be all over your feed.
That's what yes. We said that after game 1.
Yeah.
We said you choked him too soon.
Well, they literally choked during that game, so it was apt. It was fitting.
Yeah.
But anything beyond that, you don't keep doing it because you're just asking for it.
And that's why I'm saying they got a chance in 7 because, I mean, that one barely skirted by. Maybe you got the Pacers figured out now, keeping them under $100 for the first time in the playoffs.
Took a while.
Well, when you get there, right? They seem like that squad. Right now, they seem like that squad. At least they did last night. Tomorrow will be a big indicator, obviously. But if it goes to 7, the Knicks win it.
If it goes to 7, if Knicks are able to steal one in Indiana, which I do not think they will, I'm all over the Knicks for game 7. You're playing on house money. You're going to have the most fun you've ever had playing a basketball game. Game 7. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, and it'll be the last one worth watching because then after that, the Knicks will lose 4 straight to Oklahoma City.
This is the end of the tournament for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep in the finals. I think it's going to be a for real 4-game sweep.
And because the NBA is poetry.
Not only this year, but next year and the year after and the year after. As long as they hang on to that core and as long as they keep adding assets, they're going to be unbeatable. They're just going to keep getting better.
Now, when does Seattle get their brand new team? When does that happen?
The same day Vegas gets theirs.
So we don't know what that day is yet, but it'll be the exact same. That makes sense. And then what do? They move New Orleans to the east and they move Minnesota to the east.
That would be good.
That's kind of got to be it.
Yeah.
Hey, New Orleans is in the news. A guy who can't control his eating, I'm about zero surprised he can't control his behavior.
This is one of those ones that sound kind of shady to me.
They're all shady, man. Every time these stories come out. If you didn't see it, Zion Williamson in the news, sexual assault.
I mean, first off, before we go into this, believe women, believe their stories, give every account credibility. But since Me Too and also during Me Too, we're seeing way too many false allegations, way too many untrue lawsuits. They're just going for a secret money grab, and when it doesn't work, they take it public.
Well, there's a lot of trends that you can follow either way for the type of person that follow trends either way, but this is a unnamed in the lawsuit, so we're not going to name, but it was pretty easily identifiable. And it was outlined in the court filings, accusations of strangulation and death threats to her and her family, not specifically from Zion Williams, but specifically from his security detail, all these super detailed stories on assaults. Also, it was a long-term partner of his for many years. So, weird.
Yeah, the timelines for me are kind of unsettling. I get it. When you're in a cycle of abuse, it's the hardest to get out for the first time. You need to take a step back, give it some time to get your mind right before you go about doing something like this. But sitting on it for 2+ years,
Well,
and then you drop the lawsuit.
And then weird timing too with the NBA, where it's like today the Pelicans. Earlier before this news broke, they were like, "Hey, no one on this roster is not untouchable. We'll move it." So they knew it was coming.
Yeah,
And then whenever and again, until proven innocent is my thing. Often you're going to get dismissal because people won't testify.
Yeah.
Often you're going to go from criminal to civil. You're going to get settlements. We can give you a million examples of how that doesn't exonerate you.
Sure.
Somebody was still harmed.
Right.
Something still occurred. But all-time low. Him and John Morant was that same year, right? In drafting?
Yeah.
These cats. Is that right, Isaiah? I know you know that kind of stuff pretty good.
Yeah.
They were, right?
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, there's always a gray area of truth in these kind of things.
Yeah.
It sounds like something happened. And me believing or hearing about the time frames and just now taking this to a court of law, us in the court of public opinion, we should probably pump the brakes before we get some more facts, get some more data on this thing.
Sure.
Because we've had too many examples lately of stuff like this being untrue, being a cash grab, being a waste of our time as people who look, I would like to think me and you have a decent moral compass.
I'm the moral compass.
Is that fair to say?
I would agree.
Okay. Things like this we take seriously, and we do highlight on this program. And if you are a pile of garbage, we would love to run you through the muck on this program. But to me, it's too early to give this guy his proper dues.
I agree. Recently, professionally, and I think a lot of people know, I have this job. I have the Boys and Girls Club job, run development over there. I own a pro wrestling company where I work with individuals around this company. So I'm going to say this sentence out loud, and I'm going to leave it a little interpretive. Recently at a job, I had to have some interactions with a person that I do not think is quality. I think is a bad human being. And I had to do it professionally. And after that, because I voiced opinion about that, my job got a little rougher.
Sure.
This is the kind of stuff that explains why it's easy to have a weird moral compass, because it makes your life easier.
Yeah, just let it slide, bro.
Let it slide, bro.
Look the other way, man.
No big deal, man.
Yeah, not a big deal. She's obviously into it. Just let it happen, bro.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm trying to keep a measurement on what I know about people. And I cannot at this second say that Zion Williamson is a rapist. I cannot say that.
Right.
But what I can say is he's dumb. I can say, look at his dating history.
Yeah.
I can say, look at the people he surrounds himself by and his ethic he puts towards the thing that made him and his family generationally wealthy. Also, his romantic history is dumb.
I don't know enough to comment.
Because you're not dumb.
Because it wouldn't surprise me.
In the allegations, he threatened to have his paid security guard shoot the plaintiff in the head and the plaintiff's parents. What?
All right. If that is any portion of true, that's one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what a security guard makes, but $100,000 a year is not going to get me to do anything like that.
Those are not murder numbers.
No, that's not a murder amount.
You got to pump up them numbers, man.
I don't know what my murder amount is. You know what? It varies based upon who it is.
You got a number.
Yeah.
You got a number.
I know I got a number.
You got a number.
But
yeah,
who?
I could be on some Dexter stuff.
Like if it's a bad person?
Yeah, like just the worst person on earth.
Yeah. There is an infinity amount of money it would take for me to kill Brandon Ortega, who joins us after the break. Live from Isotopes Park, it's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Isaiah, are you wearing a Duke's hat back at the studio?
I am.
That's my guy. I didn't look at the screen one time.
I didn't get the memo. You guys left me out.
When's Duke's night here?
This season?
Yeah, we'll look it up.
Yeah.
2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, sports animal. I'm Fred Slow. Van Nunley is here. Isaiah Johnson's back in studio. And joining us on the program, what job title do you want for this introduction?
Community Relations Manager. That's the official one.
Brandon Ortega of the Albuquerque Isotopes. Also,
Orbit Wrangler.
He runs all the video production for Duke City Championship Wrestling as well because he's multi-talented, multifaceted. And 2 days ago, out of the blue, he sent me and Van in a group text a full feature-length video of his son as Luigi exploring haunted houses, and it was the most well-produced thing I ever seen. And your kid is like 4 years old.
Julian's 7. If you're on the live stream, come on, man. You've known him since he was like 2. He's on the live stream. He's right here. He's working on his latest screenplay right now. That's what he's doing
I
on
love
the laptop
that so
right
much.
now.
So
he's obsessed with Luigi's Mansion. If anyone's ever played that video game,
we have not.
And neither had I until our babysitter Fiona. Shout out to Fiona out there.
I'm a big Bowser's Castle guy.
Okay,
Mario Kart
Mario Kart.
or get the freak out of my way.
Mario Party.
Yeah,
I like Mario Party.
You guys know this. I have a Mario Kart tattoo. I have the turtle shell from the Mario Kart literally on my body.
I've not. Nope, not seen it.
You think?
Show me right now.
You think you would be better
Rip
at Mario
that
Kart?
Keep rolling, man.
Yeah, you think you'd be better at Mario Kart with
he's got
turtle
a Mario
shell tattoo.
That's a Mario. It's a shell.
You're poor.
Koopa shell.
Yeah, I would say it's the red one, except surgical with the green one.
Right,
so.
right. That's hard.
But that's so funny. So me and Van, this is not the best radio story. Me and Van have not talked to Brandon in a group text in weeks, and he just sends us a feature-length film of your child as Luigi investigating.
Proud dad moment, man. we shot principal photography Saturday night. It was edited by like noon on Sunday, and just started sending it out to the buddies and the families. And obviously, grandma and grandpa loved it.
Yeah,
out in California and Florida. So we do that
and
every now and then.
Van just responded wrong thread.
Yeah.
So
new phone. Who dis?
Who dis?
Yeah. Isotopes Park tonight. There's a ton going on. Why is everyone lined up so early?
Country night.
Yeah.
They want those cowbells. 3,000 cowbells waiting to be passed out tonight. I got my country red Solo cup.
There
right
you
here.
go. Now, what's in it though?
Just water.
It doesn't smell like that from here.
No.
Nope.
I know.
I've never had to drink so much water for a job. I walk around way more than any job I've ever done.
You look thinner. You got fat. You look thinner.
I have a headache when I go home if I'm not drinking enough water. I walk so much.
You need me to pop your back?
Always. Yeah. Always.
Live on air.
You know the ways.
It'll super help. All right, so here's the obvious question. Does every Isotopes player have a country song as their walk-up music tonight?
Ooh, we'll have to wait and see. There's at least 3 guys that already do.
Yeah.
For sure. There's at least 3. Yeah, country's big. It's not my cup of tea. I don't listen to country all the time, but I lived in Texas for 8 years, and I've been to my fair share of small town saloons. It's a good time. Country's a good time. Whether you like it or not, it's a good atmosphere. It's a good time. That's why they're doing country night tonight, and it's going to be a blast.
Well, the fans suck.
Of what? Country?
Country.
Every music genre's got their bad apples. That's not fair.
They're bottom tier.
Stagecoach out in Southern California, in Indio. That's a huge deal.
Is that a
100,000 people show up to Stagecoach Festival.
That's the hillbilly Coachella.
Oh, it is. It's the country Coachella. It's at the same venue as Coachella. Yeah, it's a big deal.
I got a couple artists I could turn you on to that I think you would appreciate.
I'm an Aaron Watson fan.
Besides that, hard agree.
I like Aaron Watson out of Abilene, Texas. I like Zach Brown. He's technically country, right?
I feel like he's folk Americana.
Yeah. Well, he's got some hard rock in him too.
Yeah,
he'll just throw out a Black Sabbath cover at a concert too.
Sure. Well, I mean, they're all musicians, so let's not act like that's that unique. But he's more of a stomp and holler kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I have the best walk-up country song.
Okay.
So if you guys don't think this is right, but is it "God's Gonna Cut You Down" by Johnny Cash?
A lot of people use that in Major League Baseball.
That's a Major League Baseball one.
Yeah. It's ominous.
It's correct.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just go anything by Johnny Cash.
It's a good walkout.
It's a good walkout. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? Country grammar.
It's not a country song.
Country.
Not at all. It's
in the name.
Yeah. Not a country song.
Not a country song.
Brendan Ortega with us. Where's Orbit going to be tonight?
Everywhere, as usual. We already have sweet requests lined up for tonight, and he'll be doing his intro middle of the first inning, and he'll be out there for every bit of the festivities today. He's got a special country flannel that he'll be rocking.
What is a country flannel?
It's a flannel. It honestly could be a grunge flannel too. It's just flannel. But but tonight it's for country.
What
It
year?
could also work for if we ever have a Nirvana night, it could be a Nirvana
if
flannel
there's
too.
rips in it, it's a grunge
There
flannel.
you go.
If it's got a little
no
bit
rips.
of dirt on it, that's
Ripless.
a country flannel.
It's ripless, so it's
Yeah.
country. Yeah.
Is it pearl snap or buttons?
But
Pearl Snaps
Okay.
is country.
Pearl snap's country.
What are you doing, Buttons?
So I did buttons today.
Orbit will have the red jersey as well. The rest of the ice tubs tonight, and then the flannel, a red flannel over it as well. So that's the scoop on the sports animal.
Taupe's wearing red hats for country night.
I don't know.
Right,
I never know what hat they're wearing.
Really
I only
good.
know the jerseys.
Didn't get that reference. Red hat reference.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, you got a
Falling on deaf ears, but that's okay.
Every segment,
Well-
you can count on me missing something
Okay.
every segment.
Well,
That's the
coinc-
first one of the segment. For me.
Coincidentally, I feel like 2015 is the year that country went like super, like baseball caps instead of cowboy hats while at concerts. I feel that was
I
like
would not know.
the bro
I
country.
was living in Texas when that happened, so I don't know.
Do you own a cowboy hat?
No, only one pair of boots, only because I was in an Abilene, Texas wedding, and the groomsmen had to have boots. So I wore the boots for the ceremony. As soon as the reception started, I put my Nikes on so I could dance comfortably
Did you?
because the boots were hurting.
You dusted them off and returned them the next day, right?
No, I really wanted to too, but
Now you got to take the lady friend out two-stepping now that you got the boots.
I did the black, solid country boots. Didn't wear them tonight because I'm walking around too much, so I'm not rocking those tonight.
I own one pair that I bought at a Goodwill in El Paso, so I think they're authentic.
Are they?
If it's in Texas, yeah, they're probably pretty
If
good.
they're El Paso, do they have? Are they snakeskin pointy tip
Yeah, ish.
ish? Okay.
What's the thing you can spin on the heel? What is that called?
A spur.
Spur. There you go. Did they have spurs on them? That's what I was going to ask.
Spurs are different than boots.
But they're on boots.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but
Sometimes. That's
if
why I'm
you
saying, did those
ride-
have spurs
if
is what I was getting
ride
at.
horses.
Isaiah, what year did Florida Georgia line become popular? That's when it all changed.
Is Isaiah a big country fan?
Well, he grew up in Illinois. He's
Yes, he
familiar.
is. He's got a bunch of Cowboys hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not a country guy. Although all my friends,
Being a Cowboys fan is about as far as he goes.
yes.
Fair enough.
I don't know. He likes old white women. It's very country of him.
Oh, he likes Dallas, the football team? I thought you meant Dallas, the TV show.
Oh yeah.
This
also
whole
He's also a
time.
fan of the
Who shot
Cougars.
JR?
Cowboys and Cougars. That's Isaiah.
That I can sign off.
Little CNC. Little CNC.
That's funny.
All right, what's going on tomorrow night? We're not here, but there's more going on.
Oh, man. It's a jam-packed weekend.
Yeah.
I got science night on Saturday.
Okay.
We've got some robotics antics coming up on the concourse on Saturday. All kinds of fun stuff. Pride night on Sunday. It's a 6:05 first pitch on Sunday. We've had mostly the 1:35 first pitches throughout the home stands, but 6:05 first pitch as we have a jet flying right over us, apparently.
They are practicing the flyover right now, I believe.
6:05 first pitch on Sunday. Yeah, it has flown by. It's this job is so much fun in the sense that your days just fly by every single day. Amazing people, amazing atmosphere. The job's a blast. I'm having a lot of fun every day.
You sure there's no Kool-Aid in that cup you're drinking from right there, Brandon? You sure there's no...
Just good old H. Oh, it's gone because my son drank it.
Oh.
It's water.
Well, you can see Brandon walking around the concourse. Say hi to he. If you don't see him from a distance, look for Orbit.
It's hard to miss him.
2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Good. Welcome back to Two Men On, where Van and I are at Ice Tips Park. It's country night. Does Taylor Swift still count?
As country?
Yeah.
Her early stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I think country adjacent.
I think the best country song of all time is Strawberry Wine by Dina Carter.
You say that often. Unprompted.
Yeah.
No one asked. You just bring that up out of the blue all the time. We're talking about carburetors the other day, and Fred says, "You know what I think, boys?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Thought you had like a hot take on
carburetors."
Wrong.
Yeah.
Strawberry Wine.
Hey, I know
Dina Carter.
I know you guys are deep in the conversation of the proper mixture of gas, oxygen, and a igniter.
Sure.
But what I'd like to talk about in this explosive situation is just how impactful the summer of 1996 was, with Dina Carter's Strawberry Wine catapulting to number 1 in the country charts and top 10 in the pop charts. And you said, yeah, Fred.
Call it pulling a Shania. You have a crossover banger like that.
Oh, that don't impress me much.
Fred said, I know carbs give you energy, but you know what gives me energy?
This is a long setup for wherever you're going.
Strawberry Wine by Dina Carter.
The Orioles face the White Sox this weekend. Normally that's not news.
No.
A Sox victory tonight ties them, Van.
Okay.
With the O's in the win column. Talk about some bad baseball this weekend.
Talking about bad baseball, I got some good news about bad baseball.
All right.
The Colorado Rockies can still set the all-time wins record, beating the Seattle Mariners regular season win record. And all they have to do is win every single game throughout the history of this season. If every game from the course of this 2025 Major League Baseball season is a win for the Colorado Rockies, they can still set the all-time wins record. There's a chance.
So you're
yes, I am.
You're saying, Van.
I'm definitely saying that there is, in fact, a chance.
I want for what you're describing, but I love failure more than I love success.
Yeah.
And I yearn, and I mean yearn,
Yeah.
Van.
The Oakland A's won 22 games in a row. The Colorado Rockies can easily win 122 games in a row. Easily.
How did the Orioles fall so far from grace so fast? How did that happen?
Hype train. Saying a bunch of 19-year-old kids were the future of baseball before they ever played an inning of Major League Baseball. That's exactly how.
I can't believe all those Spencers didn't work out.
All those too many Tuckers is what they had.
Yeah.
You can only have one Connor per Major League Baseball lineup.
We're not that far away from an immaculate grid where one of them is named Tucker.
Both names. Tucker, the third.
Last one on bad teams. In the last 10 games, the Yankees are 9-1 and the Rockies are 1-9.
Okay.
The Rockies 1 win, Van.
Against them Yankees.
It's 2 men on. Who do we got after the break?
We got new friend of the show, Braxton Fulford.
Let's go. 95.9 FM and AM 610. Day Sports Animal. Braxton Fulford's with us. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, what's your walk-up music right now?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's Follow God by Kanye West.
Okay, it's not very country at all.
Okay.
It's not very,
That is
I
not
can't
country.
go country with the walk-up songs. Sometimes it's a little too slow. I need something that, has some
Amp
beat
you
to
up,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you can separate the art from the artist pretty easily.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a
since you're listening
Kanye
to
guy.
Kanye.
I'm not
Well,
a Kanye.
I've had that walk-up song for a couple years, and he's gotten pretty bad recently.
You're grandfathered in.
I have
you're
thought
fine.
about
You're fine.
changing it, though.
So if
Okay.
you were to pick, because it's country night here at the ballpark,
Yeah.
if you were to pick country music as a walk-up song, there has to be, like, you're from Texas.
Yeah.
Like, there
I,
has to be one.
I really like Parker McCollum.
I'll have to
So,
Google that.
deep cut.
Yeah, I don't know.
Deep
Is he
cut. Yeah.
new or old?
No, he's been around. He's young. He's
Okay.
probably 30-ish. But he's been around for sure. He's like, I think he's from Stephenville, Texas, or something like that.
Strong,
But-
maybe.
Yeah.
The
I don't know exactly where he's
Take
from.
your word for it.
Yes. How do you feel? So, in my opinion, all the best country songs are about places. Like if you're like, hey, you need a walk-up song, I want it to be about where you're from.
Yeah.
So I've picked one for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's God Bless Texas.
Okay.
Because I feel like the tempo on that is this is by Little Texas. It's by a band called Little Texas.
Don't believe it. Nothing in Texas is little.
With his own hands. But it's a fun theme night here. You played in a bunch of ballparks. Ice Ups theme nights are something special, right?
Yeah, they are. This ballpark's great. They put on great events, draw some fans out. It's always fun. It's fun playing here too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in Albuquerque don't realize how good they got it at this level with this incredible ballpark.
Yeah.
If they would add more seats to the outfield, this is a big league stadium.
Oh yeah. We got our top players coming through here all the time, in and out, and great weather. And it's fun for us hitters. The ball flies here, so it's enjoyable.
How's the new amenities downstairs? Because you guys got to upgrade, new lockers, new facilities, et cetera, et cetera.
New weight room. I think the training room was renovated. It's been great. I really like the weight room. It's a lot more room.
Braxton Fulford's with us. You can often see he behind the plate for your Albuquerque Isotopes. It's been a pretty good year, right? I mean, like you're seeing everything real well, and there's all these changes. I thought the last 2-3 years with automated ball strikes and challenges and pitch clocks. Do you feel like you're in a full rhythm now? Does it feel second nature out there, and you're not necessarily learning all the changes to the game?
Oh yeah, it comes pretty quickly. We play 6 days a week, so we're out there practically every day with the pitch clock and whatnot. So we get used to it pretty quick. I think it is second nature to us now. The balls and strike challenging though it's always a little sketchy. Some days you're seeing it good and you can challenge some pitches. Some days you're challenging pitches that are not even close. So that one's always a little adjustment.
Pilo's like, hey Brax, don't challenge anymore. Not today, buddy.
I think our team's pretty rough at the challenging so far, based on the numbers. So we got to work on that.
And not as bad at it as the umps are.
That's
So there's that.
No comment.
Are you a squat guy? Or are you like everyone else now in modern Major League Baseball? You got a knee down.
I do the knee down. I obviously grew up traditional stance, and even early on in my pro career, I was doing the traditional stance. But there's a lot of advantages to the knee down stuff, and minimal downside to it. So you've seen a lot of the game transition to it, as have I. So yeah.
I remember when I was younger. I'm in my early 40s, so I remember seeing Benito Santiago. Like he was like the first guy for the Padres to do the knee down thing,
way before his time.
And people were like just aghast.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what catchers do. You never put a knee down.
Yeah, there's a school of thought that's like old school and really, really opposed to it. But as the game has developed and all these numbers and metrics come out, you can't really argue how guys are, impacting the game with it. So it's kind of been a wave that hasn't been able to be stopped by that old school thought.
Well, and equipment is forever changing too in the game, right? Like often we talk about batters and torpedo bats. You talk about gloves, and the A2000 was the one forever, and now whatever it is now, Jones. But you have the most options at the catcher position, right? And I think I remember it would have been early 2000s. Knee savers were going out of fashion for some reason. I was like, well, they saved the knees. Like we have to have them. Like, are you constantly looking for new innovation in the world of equipment?
Yeah. So there's actually a company called All Star that produces catching gear for many of the players in big leagues and everywhere. And they're a small company. One of the brothers that runs it now went to like MIT, and
Sweet.
It's a small company, so they're always coming out to spring training and talking to us and getting our opinions on the developments and stuff, and coming out with new gear to cater to like our knee down stances.
Yeah.
So there's these companies that are doing all that kind of for us, and then we give input and try things out. But it is really cool to see, like with the torpedo bat and how that's kind of come into the game.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know what how that's impacted the game, good or bad, but I guess we'll see here after the season. But
You got like one guy in the bullpen, and you're like, he's a little wild. We're not sure where it's going. You're like, I'm pulling both knees up on this guy. It's like, I need to be on my toes on this one.
Yeah, there's some of those guys for sure.
My very first job a million years ago, so I'm 40 as well. So I was 14 calling balls and strikes at the Park and Rec.
Oh.
And I had this, the kids playing the game are 6 months younger than me, maybe, right? It's that kind of thing. And the only instruction I got for that job was, hey, as an umpire, don't put your hand on their back. That's all I remember from my training to become an official umpire.
Yeah.
Do you have those kind of conversations with guys behind the plate before it starts? Do you talk about spacing? Do you talk about where you're both most comfortable?
Those guys, they're professionals. They've done it. They know, kind of what to do and whatnot. But there's definitely conversations back there. A lot of them are cool guys, very similar age to a lot of the players. So we'll get chatting about whatever. Sometimes I can't really get into the conversation. I got to be locked into the game.
Yeah.
But there is occasions where, we get a good conversation going, or, we connect on like where we're from or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't like the hand on the back thing.
No,
so
That'd be messing me up too.
Yeah, it does happen though. It does happen.
Well, and you'll see the reaction from guys too. And sometimes, I'm saying a blanket statement, no one specifically, but some guys like to blow a little hard back whenever they're asked to make an adjustment.
Right.
And you'll see those videos of like professional level catcher and umpire, and we're just talking about giving each other space, boys.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing.
Next time it happens, I got an idea for you.
Okay.
You flop like an NBA point guard. he puts his hand on you, and you just fall over.
No. I can't bring that into the game. We'll leave that with the NBA.
You had a big walk-off one against Salt Lake this year, right? I don't have to remind you. You remember this.
Yeah.
So as you're coming multi-run home run blast, right? That was the thing?
I think it was two
or three or whatever it was. So anyway, so as you're coming around third, and that umpire who you spent all game with is there at home plate, is there like a little wink there too? Like, good job today? Is there a
not in that scenario, but after each game for sure. Or like I had a guy last week, and he was kind of like a hardo type, like no BS, and I kind of appreciate that.
No baseball stuff, man. BS, no baseball.
I had a lot of coaches growing up that were like that. So in that particular instance, after the game, I told him I really enjoyed the way he called the game and whatnot. But yeah, it happens.
Like, walk-off home runs are great, but take me through your first big league homer.
Mm-hmm.
How did that feel? How did that play out?
Yeah, so big leagues is it's a dream, right?
Sure.
You get up there, and there's all sorts of things happening, and I think in that particular at bat, getting to play in Coors, that was my first game playing in Coors, and I felt good. First at bat, I think I just missed a pitch, and so coming around the second at bat, he threw me the exact same pitch, and I was able to be a little more relaxed, a little more comfortable the second at bat, and I got the barrel to it way better that at bat. But it's the same game, and it's just a matter of realizing it, which I think I did that second at bat, and got the barrel to it real clean.
What is the mental?
Let me follow up here. I hear two schools of thought on your first major league home run. Either you remember every step of the home run trot, or you completely blackout. Like, where were you on that one?
I know for the swing, and it happens, everywhere pretty much. You just react, and that's exactly what happened to me. I was trying to just be as relaxed as possible up there because your body will take over. And that's exactly what happened. He threw the pitch, and I just reacted to it. I honestly don't really remember much.
Okay.
I knew it was gone off the bat, though. I do remember that because I hit it flush. And it was just pure joy around the bases. I don't think I really blacked out, but I knew I was vibrating higher.
Well, and, we've been talking about the Rockies a lot in this program because it's not the best season in the history of professional sports, but that crowd's always there in Coors. It's incredible. It can be the season is currently at, and it'll be 40,000 people all weekend, every night, and it's just wildly incredible how passionate that fan base is.
Oh, yeah.
The follow-up question, though, then, Van, is we got to get ready for the next top half of an inning after that home run. Like, how do you like bring that down? How do you get back into the focus phase? Because that heart rate and that I'm going to use the word anxiety, but maybe it's adrenaline. Like, how do you get that back to normal?
I think it is more of an adrenaline thing. For me, though, I had some blunders earlier in the game, so I hit that homer, and it was pure joy, right? But I came back into the dugout, and I'm a winner. Like, I don't want to lose. I'm very competitive, as are all of the guys that are playing at this level. So for me, it gave me, like, a breath of fresh air, but I immediately was talking to the pitcher, trying to get the win for the guys. And, that's my primary focus is winning.
When did you transition into catcher? Because most people who can play at this level of professional baseball was either the shortstop or the center fielder or the pitcher or all three. Were you in love with catching young, or did you segue into it at a certain time?
No, I've always been a catcher. My uncle caught in college, and in Little League he was always around. And so we got to, play catch, and he gave me little tips here and there about catching or whatever. So I was always a catcher growing up, but I also played infield. So I did play multiple positions, but catching was something that I was always good at. And travel ball teams, high school, whatever, like I always found my way back there. And so it's kind of been just who I am as a baseball player. And I think it's done well for me.
How do you feel about that specialization stuff, or at least emphasis on a single position? Do you, when you look at kids or talk to adults with kids about the game of baseball, do you say, hey, get them out there and every number on the field, or do you say fall in love with one position the way you do?
No. For young kids, I think they should be playing everything. You got to be a well-rounded athlete in a lot of respects. If you don't have some tool that's just out of this world, you definitely need to be a well-rounded athlete, and especially for young kids playing basketball, soccer, football, whatever it is, you're going to learn a lot, learn how to move your body. So I don't think specialization's something they need to be doing.
The one for me growing up was wiffle ball.
Ooh.
And you too, that I can tell.
I love wiffle ball, yeah.
Where it didn't matter what you were playing, right? It was basketball season, or, I also wrestled or whatever else we were doing, to where I knew after practice we were going to go play wiffle ball, and I was almost even more excited. I was like, oh, basketball practice is going to end? That means we get to play wiffle ball? This is the game. Do you still have any of that draw to sports that aren't baseball? Do you still have a connection to letting it out competitively elsewhere? Is it the golf course?
Oh, yeah. A lot of guys golf. I love to golf as well. If I can get on the basketball court, I'm nothing special at basketball, but basketball is fun for me.
Yeah.
Especially in the off season, get some cardio type thing in. But no, I definitely enjoy all sorts of sports.
We're kind of up against it, but I got one for you. Since you moved to the 6-game schedule in minor league baseball, you got Mondays off. What does your Monday look like?
My Mondays typically look like relaxing and, not much, because as a catcher, you're putting a lot of taxation on your body. So I've golfed in the past, but it gets to a point where your body's kind of hurting. And
take
you
a
need
day,
that
baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Braxton, thank you so much, brother.
For sure.
This was
thank
good.
you guys.
How much notice do you have to give on changing the walk-up song? Can you let them know today?
Probably. Yeah.
All right. God bless Texas. There we go. Braxton, good job. When we get back from the break, hour 2 of 2 Men On, it's 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Isotopes Park, the sports animal. Welcome back to Two Men On Country Night here at the ballpark. Here at the ballpark is Ice Tips Park. That's where Van and I are at. Doors are opening 5:30. Come on down. A lot going on in the world of sports, specifically the NBA. Knicks are alive and I believe on track to win in this series in the Eastern Conference Finals in 7. So get ready for that over the weekend. If not, by tomorrow night, the finals will be set and we'll give you all everything on Monday. But I believe, Van, that it's going to be the Knicks not just pushing this bad boy to 7, but they will prove to be victorious.
I love this take. I love the comeback. I love Game 7s, especially in a place like Madison Square Garden. So as a sports fan, give me all that you got. I'm here for it. But I got the Pacers bouncing back next game at home and finishing them off.
Well, if I'm speaking of comebacks, we can also talk about the comeback of Mike Trout because he is back, Van. The Angels activated the outfielder today. He unfortunately has gone from truth to hype.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
When he's on the field, he's still Mike Trout. But therein lies the rub. He's never on the field.
Well, why can't Anaheim, California, Los Angeles, Orange County, Southern Cal, Orange County adjacent,
sure, all those
Angels, just DH our boy? Like, stop putting him out there.
Oh, he gets hurt in the batter's box. He gets hurt on the base paths. He gets hurt at Arby's. Like, he's just always hurt. I don't think that's going to help at all.
If he walks into the clubhouse, all of his stuff better be bubble wrapped. It needs to be locked down. I do not want anyone to talk to him, to breathe on him, to mention to him that tomorrow may come, because that's what I call the horror movie jinx.
Sure.
Where you talk about future endeavors. He's the most unique talent I think I've ever seen in person outside of Albert Pujols, Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr. I think he's a top 5, and I've never seen Shohei in person.
Yeah. I mean, we got to witness one of the rises, one of the greatest baseball players to ever be on a baseball field. And then I don't remember what day it was, but there was one day where we're going to have to look back and be like, that one day right there is the BC and AD of Mike Trout. Before that, we're talking about he's the new Mickey Mantle. After that, we're talking about he's the new Bill Walton.
Well, and health is such a vital part of all these conversations, right? Where I have this stat here. So this is the first time since April 29th, 24, that Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Ron Acuna Jr. are all playing Major League Baseball on the same day. I know that doesn't seem like that's long ago, but that is some time ago. It doesn't happen.
And it's wildly unfortunate that me as a sports fan, us as sports fans, me as a baseball fan, most of us as baseball fans, didn't get to see that greatness all the way through his career, because that's one of the greatest conversations on this program. We talk about MJ versus LeBron all the time. We talk about Tom Brady and Joe Montana all the time. You know, you name your two goats and boats, whatever that may be. Mike Trout was supposed to be in that conversation.
Yeah, this is a lot like MJ versus Tracy McGrady. This is a lot like MJ versus Penny Hardaway. This is a lot like MJ versus Jason Williams. Like, this is guys that coulda, but they were hurt. This is guys, Brandon Roy. This is guys.
Tracy McGrady's the perfect comp.
It's Penny Hardaway, though.
Tracy McGrady was better than Penny Hardaway.
I don't know. Penny Hardaway
I was
hurt.
a Penny Hardaway fan.
Hey, he was hurt.
No. Yeah, how would we know?
Hey, the real one, though, also, radio note here, Van and I have been doing this for a lot of years, and we have very good timing and connection. I accidentally just bumped him in the leg, like getting his attention for my next point, which is the thing I don't do.
Hey, guy who has on headphones, it's hearing every word I say. listen to this.
Guy who's not distracted by the many cowbells that are currently around us.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's Grant Hill.
Still, it's T-Mac.
No, Grant Hill greater than T-Mac.
Not even close.
Because Grant Hill's that much better.
No. Oh, God, no. Ask any baller who they feared showing up on the court with. It was T-Mac over Grant Hill. It was T-Mac over Penny Hardaway.
It was Grant Hill in every single way. The college pedigree, showing up to make an impact.
Tracy McGrady didn't need to go to college. He was NBA good when he was 14 years old.
He was NBA good enough for Canada.
He's not SGA.
To play in.
Hey, there are so many people here for country night.
No, it's not
so many short shirts, so many short shorts and cowboy hats here tonight.
It is not the traditional. You can tell this isn't the Duke City branded game.
No,
the fan base,
different crowd
for country night, is not the Duke City branded game.
Zay, I highly recommend.
Yeah, this is your spot right now.
You head down here immediately and get your steps in on the concourse. Because you're going to find you a little something here.
Yeah. Now, most of these guys will not treat you cool, but all these gals will.
Yes.
Noted.
I'm not saying there's an energy on the concourse.
There is.
There is.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Of Isotopes fans.
Is there a concert before or after or during?
I believe it's supposed to start anytime now. I believe with my 2020, possibly 2015 Hawkeye vision,
right?
I could see the band getting ready out on the concourse out in right center field.
There you have it. Ton going on here at the ballpark. Chris Sales joined Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, and Clayton Kershaw as the only active pitchers with 2,500 strikeouts, man. Sales, the fastest pitcher in Major League Baseball history to hit the 2,500 K mark. He did it with only 2,026 innings pitched, surpassing Randy Johnson. He's better than Randy Johnson.
Okay. Hard disagree. Let's see how he's doing in his early 40s when Randy Johnson was still dealing. But there's another guy derailed by injuries that we'd be talking about, one of the GOAT pitchers right now.
Randy Johnson?
Chris Sale.
Oh.
If he would have got all of his innings in throughout the years, because he missed a season and a half last injury, missed a few half seasons with injury. But even with that being said, the fastest to 2,500 Ks, and again, he stays healthy, probably the fastest to 3,000 as well.
There's this utterly insane stat about Randy Johnson where he got to 2,500, and that was his first year in Arizona. And then he was at 4,100 just 5 years later. Figured it out.
He's like a baby giraffe. Like, he's just so tall and long. Like, eventually he's going to figure out how his body works.
You're right on Chris Sale, though. Like, is he with the Braves now? He's with the Braves now. But if you were to put together the Major League Baseball Hall of Injured Reserve, like he's on the list.
He's your number one starting pitcher.
He is probably.
Oh, yeah.
He's an IL legend in Boston. He is a forever check the report.
He's one of those guys that even if you get 20 starts out of him instead of the 30, 33, 35 starts in a full major league season, he's still your best pitcher with 10 less starts.
He's already surpassed with the Braves his inning total with his Red Sox career.
Bad timing, Sox.
Also, he's 3,000 Ks short of Nolan Ryan, so it's, I mean, there is some perspective.
You have to pitch into his 50s. He could do it.
Fastest in innings, not fastest in age or debut or service time or whatever Defi you use.
So you're saying if I get my big shot, Fred,
okay,
and they finally call me up.
Now, who's they?
Major League Baseball.
All right.
Any team. I can still catch Chris Sale's record.
No.
Hard disagree. I got this. I got it in the bag.
With the amount of injuries to pitchers right now, there's room for you somewhere. Every team has multiple starting pitchers on the injured reserve.
The Dodgers right now have over $100 million worth of pitchers on the injured reserve.
They have 14 total pitchers on the injured reserve. And I think San Diego has double digits. The Mets have double digits. Baltimore definitely has double digits because they have been, just struggling.
It's almost as if human beings aren't made to do some weird, janky sports motion where you go against the grain of your own human body and throw a projectile as hard as humanly possible 100 times every 5 days. Wild.
And the teams that regularly go to a bullpen, the teams that do whatever, they keep less of them injured. But you got to go through more guys. It's a whole deal. We get back from the break. We have to sit down with Forrest Stolting, talk a little bit about what's going on here at the Ballpark. Country night tonight, all the activities throughout the weekend. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program where, you know what this show needs, Van?
Hit me with it.
More cowbell.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Gotta have it.
Forrest Stolting is with us. He did not bring a cowbell.
Yeah, I figured it'd be too loud for the mics, you know?
Hey, you know what's not too loud? The soothing sounds of country music legend Austin Van.
New Mexico zone, ladies and gentlemen, he's playing right now. He's probably got another 40 minutes up there or so. So if you're listening to this, come on down to the park, catch the last 15, 20 minutes or so, and enjoy some good baseball tonight.
Hey, at the park right now, we got Albuquerque Van and Austin Van right here, right now.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If it wasn't just like a Friday night game in May, you could also have Van Tate here, but he only shows up for the 4th of July. So baseball is wild long.
One more Van, we'd have a quorum.
Ooh,
wow.
Yeah.
Big word alert.
If you have this meeting in the parking lot, you'll definitely find an Astro.
Yep.
Van.
There we go. All right, so country night here. We were instructed to stop talking to you about your personal life all the time, but I'm going to ask you how significantly harmed you are that this is not the Grateful Dead night.
Yeah, it definitely it kind of hurts.
Yeah.
You know, like at one point during my tenure, we got to have at least one Grateful Dead night.
Hard agree.
Like, in this city, they're huge Dead fans. The Grateful Dead played twice here in Albuquerque. They played twice up in Santa Fe. Obviously, it's been a long time since that happened, since the early 70s, I believe. 71 was the last time they were here. Top of the dome right there. But
do you like have old bootleg tapes of Grateful Dead, like when they were here in New Mexico?
I don't have the tapes, but I had
you gotta check out the August 18th performance from Santa Fe, man.
It sounds really great on this specific recording.
Yeah, you know, fans, Zabrobra was never the same after the Dead was here. God, that's a real thing that those fans do.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're honestly they're kind of like baseball fans, right? They collect, they keep stats of all these all the concerts and whatnot. They collect tapes instead of cards.
All right, help me, because for the sake of the joke, help me with the lead singer. Who's the lead singer of the Grateful Dead?
Jerry Garcia.
Okay, so there is someone right now that keeps tracking like how long Jerry Garcia holds a note in. Give me the name of a song that the Grateful Dead sing.
My favorite, Sugar Ray.
There you go.
Yeah, in Sugar Ray.
Okay.
I know nothing about the Grateful Dead. I know. I think I told you guys this. I was doing stuff with the Cardinals in St. Louis during their first Grateful Dead night, and those Grateful Dead jerseys. Where
incredible, dude.
I think I'm not going to be 100% accurate on this, but I think it was the only time I've seen like a thing go on eBay. You know what I mean? Like a stadium giveaway that goes where it was like it was like $10,000 or something. You know, and you're like what is the crossroads of Cardinals and Grateful Dead fan?
I mean, they played there a lot in the early 70s as well.
Yeah.
But still, that is kind of shocking that, you know,
I'm gonna look
$10,000 for a giveaway jersey that has the logo on it.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's how much a Jordan Pacheco bobblehead costs now.
At least.
Now he's in the bigs.
Oh, yeah. That thing shot up.
Well, and to be fair, there were 10,000 extra ones after they gave them away that night.
How dare you?
So,
only made 3,000, but there's 10,000 available still.
Hey, the black market.
Yeah, right. The duplication, right?
Oh my
So we
gosh.
got Austin Van on stage right now. We got cowbells as the giveaway. It looks like there's 3,000 people here already. But you might have a chance to grab a cowbell if you're just pulling up.
I think so. We got tons of cowboy hats too, cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Country style jeans, if that's the proper terminology.
You can say Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes. Okay. Yeah. It is. It's a festive night here at the ballpark for sure.
It's fun, man. I'm liking it. And I'm really surprised I've only seen 2 mullets so far.
Yeah.
So scratch that. Make it 3. 3 mullets now.
So instead,
that's a strong one.
That's a good one. That's channeling his inner Kenny Powers.
That dude loves attention. The Cardinals jersey with the Grateful Dead, it has instead of the birds on the bat, it has the Grateful Dead bears on the bat.
Oh, that is
good.
so sick. That is so sick.
What they going for right now? Forrest, how much you got on you?
Yeah, what do you got?
I'll go $800.
Whoa!
Okay, seems a
All
little
right,
high.
I think you're going to be able to get one.
You can get the official T-shirt for 20.
Oh,
Yeah, but also wait and see where for the team. Also update alert on future promotions. They're doing pickleball night over at Busch Stadium, so you can get branded pickleball paddles. I have not seen that yet. Seems like a smart promotion.
Oh my God, pickleball! I think is the fastest growing sport in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
how does that feel for you being a loser who got into disc golf? Like,
we were number one. Now we just got bumped to number two, just like that after COVID.
Man.
Yeah,
number one at what?
Fastest growing sport.
Yeah, but it took a worldwide pandemic for people to get into disc golf.
It did. I mean, yeah, the next bump. God help us all, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What's going on the rest of the weekend?
Tomorrow night, we have our science night and some fireworks post game. And we're going to have all kinds of fun robotics and STEM teams out here on the concourse for fans to interact with. Should be a really great night. And rumor has it that one of these robotics teams has even made a remote control robot type size car.
At a robot orbit. Tell me robot
is
orbit.
going to be racing in the chili race.
That's cool too.
So you're going to come out tomorrow night and see one of the most unique chili races you're ever going to see. It's going to be unfair, but the robot is hopefully just going to, zoom right by everybody, right?
So if you're scoring at home, I got a cheat code for you.
Oh, boy.
If you're going to bet on the chili races, don't go by your favorite chili or salsa or taco.
Yep.
You look at the shoes.
And the legs.
Who has the best running shoes on?
Yeah.
Because they came prepared. They're going to bring their A game. It's like judging a horse before the Kentucky Derby.
Exactly.
You got them thicker hindquarters, bet on that horse. They're wearing actual running shoes, and their dress is a green chili. Back that way.
Odds just went way up.
Yeah.
Then on Sunday, we have our Pride Night. 6:05 first pitch on Sunday. We're giving out 1,500 Pride hats as well. We'll have some Pride merchandise in the team store as well. This should be a fun night all weekend long here at Isotopes Park.
Do you have to change your logo still, or you don't have to do that anymore? How does that work?
What do you mean?
I know, every year we have to change our avatar logo on social media.
Yeah, that was a thing for a while.
Is that still a thing? Did Trump stop that? What are the rules on that?
I haven't read all of his executive orders. There's way too many. It's probably in the stack somewhere.
It's got to be somewhere in there, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a hat?
It's a hat.
Is it a cool looking hat?
It's a cool looking hat. Yeah, the Isotopes logo is always rainbow colored. It's got a white front panel on it. Spiffy looking hat.
Right. I'm trying to find a picture of the hat, and I cannot, so I feel bad. But
you got to keep it close to the vest.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
No, it's out there. Go to our homepage.
I tried to.
Go to the homepage and scroll a little bit down, and you'll see promos, a rectangular square red box.
I trust you.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong. The Pride hats are sponsored by our friends at iRepair NM.
Yes, that's correct.
Shout out to perennial season
Absolutely.
ticket holder Alan.
He's a man.
Yeah.
Gotta love Alan. He does a lot of great things for us. We're proud to support iRepair and all they do around the city. So glad he's still on board with the Isotopes. And the team's been playing phenomenally this past week and a half. We've won 5 of 6. We've won 8 of 13 right now. Ryan Ritter is doing otherworldly things at the moment as well.
Must-see TV right there.
Yeah, I mean,
get your eyes on Ryan Ritter.
He's up for play. He should win Player of the Month in a few days for the month of May. He leads the Pacific Coast League this month in home runs, OPS, slugging, doubles, tied for first in hits. So he's up there across the leaderboard. And then last night we had a pitcher throw 7 2/3 of 3-run ball. Last time that happened was 2 years ago, and he was 1 out away, an error away from going 8, which hadn't happened since 2017.
Wowza.
So
hard to do here at this altitude.
Oh, yeah. It's extremely tough.
I've been an entertainer a long time.
Yeah?
Decades now.
I'm
pretty good at the temperature. I can take the temperature of an event or a room and I'm a fan right now of Austin Van's music.
Yeah, it's solid.
But if Austin Van shows up to perform at Isotopes Park in a Giants jersey, I'm making him rip that thing right off, and I'm handing him an Isotopes jersey immediately.
Is he wearing a Giants jersey?
And I think I'm irate about it.
You're talking New York or San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Oh. If it was New York, he might get a pass because it's football. But since he's wearing a rival NL West team, Austin.
And it's tucked in. And I'm not trying to be this guy right now. But as good as he is at music, he's that bad at decision-making and fashion.
I mean, maybe it's the only jersey that anyone in his band or his band's family had.
Oh, yeah, it's a Buster Posey jersey.
I thought it was Barry Bonds.
No, I saw Posey on the back.
Okay.
Yeah, the 28.
Will you please go into the team store right now and
Give me 5 seconds.
Get him a medium, Isotopes, or Mariachis,
Something.
or Duke City.
Yep.
Get him a whatever.
Mid song, one hand off the guitar,
Right.
one arm,
Yeah,
other hand
pull
off the guitar.
Pull a
other arm.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, right?
yeah.
Let him keep going.
I'm into this.
Also, if this was Grateful Dead night and he was covering Deadhead music, you would have a sweet
I
tie-dye
would be
jersey
here right now. I'd be out there.
Taking the day off today, boys.
You don't show up to the game with the other team's jersey.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Well, it's not like he's wearing an Astros jersey
Sure.
for the Space Cowboys.
Yeah, we'll take that.
I think it's neutral. It's a neutral site.
It's not.
NL West.
Next time, just trade merchandise for this performance.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Just give him, just have this wall.
Yeah.
Also wearing San Francisco stuff on a country night. Very bold.
Very bold.
Very
yeah.
bold.
2 days early,
Nice.
brother. 2 days early. He hands you a W-9. You're actually, I just need shirt size. Like, I don't.
Excuse me?
Yes. Oh, monies? I will give you some monies if you buy any Isotopes apparel possible. All right, come see Austin Van and his decision making, which is a Buster Posey jersey here at Isotopes Park, as he performs music up until
About 6 o'clock or so.
all right, and then after that,
First pitch at 6:35 tonight. We got Anthony Molina on the bump for us. Adael Amador just got an option from the Rockies. He'll be hitting second tonight, playing second base. And as of course, Ryan Ritter's leading off again. He's got 6 home runs in his last 4 games. Saturday night, science night, fireworks. Sunday, Pride Night, hat giveaway. Just packed with fun activities. And of course, we have our friends over there, 2 Isotopes players. We have Warming Bernabel and Jeffrey Yon signing autographs from 5:40 to 6 o'clock today as well. Every Friday that happens on the third base alcove. So come on down. We just did our baseball card giveaway last night. So that pack you got at home, bring it down every Friday. Get a couple guys to sign it each week.
hardest thing to do in minor league baseball is predict who's going to be in the baseball card pack giveaway night.
Honestly, it's one of the toughest parts of my job during the season, because I have 3 weeks, about 12 games, maybe 15 if I'm lucky, to get photos of like 40 people that are not only
that won't be here.
that will be here and that look good too, right? So it's tough, but it's very rewarding. I've had some great feedback already from the players, so I'm stoked about that.
Get out this weekend if you can, because June is lean as it relates to baseball here at Isotopes Park. Only one homestand. That's the week of the 9th, I guess.
Second week of June, 10th to the 15th. Yeah.
So do that. Otherwise, come now. Just come now.
Yeah. And then come July, August, September, we got a whole lot going on. July 3rd, fireworks. July 4th, fireworks. July 5th, the first ever drone show at Isotopes Park as well. So come out for that. I think it's also Lowrider Night on July 4th. Or have 80 lowriders throughout the stadium. So it should be a fun month of July once we get through June, luckily.
Riding low, way better than riding high, man.
Why not both?
Tune in on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal. Flex Friday, Van, on my prize picks. I got a lineup in. It's only a $5 boy because that's how Flex Fridays work.
You can go up to $35 on Flex Friday.
Not protected. Oh, like that many lineups? Like, what do you mean?
Up to $35.
No,
protected for a Flex Friday.
Mine was just $5.
I thought it was $20 protected.
Mine's just $5.
Well, I guess I'm special. I got a $35 hot boy in right now.
Hey, they probably try to cap your boy.
Oh, with
because I win so
all
much.
your nerfy winnings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went, because when I play the flex, I only play demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it fun.
So I got Merrill Kelly, more than 5.5 strikeouts. These are all demons. Max Fried, more than 6.5 strikeouts. Framber Valdez, more than 6.5 strikeouts. Seth Lugo, more than 5.5 strikeouts. Tony Gonsolin.
Yep.
And you're like, well, Fred, I don't think he's going to get – don't worry about it. I got more than 3.5 earned runs allowed.
Ah, welcome back.
I think he's going to get beat up by the Yankees. And then Casey Mize, more than 4.5 strikeouts. So there you go, Van. Going heavy on the pitcher dominance today.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing, but you went Demon, I went Goblin.
Oh.
Yeah, I got Jeffrey Springs, more than 2.5 strikeouts. Goblin. These are all strikeouts.
Boing, boing, boing,
all
boing,
strikeouts,
boing,
all
boing,
goblins.
Boing, 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 boing,
$35 protected pick. 35's gonna get me 150 today,
How did
baby.
you get 35?
I'm special. I'm unique. I'm one of a kind. Framber Valdez, more than 4.5. Mitch Keller, more than 3.5. Brian Wu, more than 4.5. Max Fried, more than 3.5. Zebby Matthews, young stud. Keep an eye out on him. 3.5.
Hey, I'm beating this guy real quick.
Okay.
You're looking at my email about Flex Friday right now.
Yeah.
What is my max?
Have you attempted to put more in?
Yes.
Okay.
Told me I couldn't. $5 only. This is because I'm surgical at Prize Picks.
They nerfed you.
And I get it. Promo code KNML. Get a $50 lineup on your first $5 lineup. Like, I get it. We're your boys. But Prize Picks,
it's free money. Take advantage of it.
Do not punish your boy for my success.
That's wild.
Get up to 2,000 times payout? What?
They can't believe they bubble wrapped you.
All those Demi boys at $5, that's a payout of $500.
Pretty good.
I want that. And if I could have done up to 35, you know what I would have done? Up to 35.
Up to 35. Because it's flex. You get it right back. No harm, no foul.
It's protected.
You take an L, you're protected.
You get back in credit. You live to play another day.
You live. You live to fight another day.
You live to play.
I play to live.
I play in life.
Life don't play.
The game of life. You can play that.
You can play that for sure. Cheaply now.
In
this economy, everything's going up. Board games, very reasonable.
I'm going to look up if the game of life has had inflation in newer versions.
It 100% has to. I would be upset if it didn't. Or throughout the game, like, stuff has gone up.
Okay, so here's an update.
Okay.
Update alert. This is from Hasbro. Over the years, the dollar values have adjusted due to inflation, but the same governing principles apply to salaries.
Okay. So we still make nothing doing this on the game too, right?
It's limited.
It's a gig economy, Fred.
All right, so I'm looking here at some of the home cards from the game of life.
All right.
Would you believe that you can buy a whole mansion for $160,000?
A whole mansion for $160,000?
Yeah.
I believe it. Where do I have to live?
For $200,000, you can get the nicest house in the game of life. It's a Victorian home, library, parlor, servants' quarters, marble fireplace, and wraparound porch. $200,000.
Yeah, but it's in Detroit.
Can't have nothing nice there. What about a nice little Tudor home van? Isaiah, Tudor home is one that has like fake wood on the front. I don't know how
Or real
to
wood.
Doesn't have
real wood.
like came with a Tudor or something.
Dio.
Two-door.
Two-door.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tudor.
Tudor, but
Correct.
two-door. Yeah, it's got a. So I mean, the game of life's not realistic.
At country night at the Isotopes, there's a Tudor home. It's got a door in the front, and it's got a door in the back. It's a Tudor.
And the car that pulls it, it's a Tudor too. Tudor them in on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. Welcome back to Isotopes Park, where Van and I are country night. We're country night.
An aptly chosen song right now by New Mexico country artist Austin Van.
What's he covering?
Hey, with a name like that, got to be at least half a cool guy, right? John Fogerty's Center Field. That's a good song choice.
As far as baseball songs go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to cover a baseball song at a baseball park. This is the one.
I'm not a musician, Van. I'm not a musician.
Yeah.
Okay. You absolutely do take me out to the ball game.
But like a up-tempo country version.
Yeah. I was trying to find one NFL story today because, I mean, it's tough right now. I don't know what channel the NFL Red Zone is currently on. YouTube, maybe?
I think it's YouTube now.
And they have announced that they're bringing back Scott Hansen. So I Googled who Scott Hansen is.
How dare you?
And I do know who this is.
Yeah.
I recognize him from when I turn on the NFL Red Zone, but I mute it. And he's the guy.
Yes. Does a good job.
Does he talk during the highlights? I thought it was the broadcasters.
It's a mix. Yeah, he does highlights of the highlights.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
I don't need a highlight of something I just saw.
Well, it's a highlight from another game that might not have been highlighted at the time. Then you got to highlight the highlight so everyone can see it.
Whenever it says, do you want to skip the recap of the previous episode of The Last of Us? Yes, I do want to skip that.
Yeah.
I already saw it.
You know what I'm skipping?
All of The Last of Us.
The next season of The Last of Us.
I haven't watched the finale yet.
Ugh. You're going to laugh and laugh and laugh.
If I remember from the end of the year last year with the Red Zone on the YouTube, there was commercials. Am I misremembering this?
Yes.
Because there were no
first time.
For most of the year, there were no commercials. And then at the end, there were commercials.
To the point where he couldn't legally say commercial-free football anymore.
Because it was brought to you by Prize Picks or whatever.
Yep.
Well, if they got rid of that guy, they could put the commercials where he is. And that would help.
Instead of highlighting the highlights?
Does he? As I recall, he's only on screen when every team's in timeout or halftime. Is that accurate? Or commercial break?
It's a mix. It's mostly that though.
Okay. Well, maybe people are excited about it. I thought Andrew Siciliano did it.
They used to have two guys who used to mix it up. And now, Hansen took over 100% of the time guy for quite some time.
Was he the DirecTV guy? Was different? Is one Red Zone and the other one was DirecTV Red Zone?
I believe that is correct. Yeah, I think there is a differentiation there.
All right, well, there you go. Also,
I thought Scott Hansen got another gig being an actual play-by-play guy for another station.
Are you talking about Chris Hansen?
I'm talking about the three Hansen brothers. They bop their way to another.
Oh, from Slapshot.
Mm-hmm. Charles Hansen.
Isaiah, have you seen Slapshot?
Sounds really familiar.
You haven't, because you'd remember if you had. It's definitely the best hockey movie. That's really the end of that sentence.
Yeah. I think my dad tried showing me it one time.
Yeah, it's culturally relevant. The Hansen brothers are the ones in it. They show up at whatever, signing nights and stuff all the time. The lines are ridiculous. It's better than the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, easily. Different vibe, too.
Very different vibe.
Different vibe.
Jasu Sean joins us after the break. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
tennis update. Day 6 in Paris, and things were very much going
better than last offseason.
Until this last match of the day, defending champ Carlos Alcaraz was cruising.
All fans are insane. Professional personality.
From Bosnia, Alcaraz was up 6-1, 6-3, but Zoomer just stayed
You could call it whatever you want.
Called worse.
You can change your own name. Last time I checked, this is America.
Really? A third straight route, 2 and 3. Holger Rune, the men's 10th seed, was in some trouble. Trailed Francis Cantonese 2-1, but Rune rallied to win. The big story, the success of Americans in men's singles. Tommy Paul, a second consecutive 5-set victory. Ben Shelton and Francis Tiafoe both won in straight sets. Tiafoe ousting fellow American Sebastian Corda. 3 Americans in the 4th round.
We won't mention that.
Men's singles. It hadn't happened in 30 years. For this tennis update, I'm John Skate.
I would sell. There's no way I would not.
Yeah, we just want to put a picture of him like right next to you. Little 8x10 of Tom Brenneman on Sunday.
That's why
Don't you do it? Don't you do it?
By getting
Don't
to
you
know
do
each
it?
other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
Damn,
We don't sell
out
those.
kicking his
We're
cover.
fiduciaries,
I'm
obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investment, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live at the ballpark, and Josh Sean is with us.
Hello, Van. Hello, Fred. Hello, Shay.
Hello.
Zay, you working Topes tonight, or you headed down here to try to shoot your shot with some of these girls in Daisy Dukes?
I'm a focused young man, and no, that'll be Bob tonight.
Oh, Bob tonight. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Walto.
I feel like there is
fine. I hear what you're saying. I will walk around with your Instagram profile and shoot your shot for you. Deal.
Well, you know, nowadays there's no blue check. They don't want anything to do with it. So,
who's they?
The people that I should be shooting my shot at.
Oh, okay. Deal.
Josh Sean is with us, and I was trying to come up with a Josh Shoot Your Shot, Sean, but I couldn't.
That's pretty good right there.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Do you have like a go-to like nickname that we don't know about?
For myself?
Yeah. Like sports one, not like personal one. Like, did you ever try one on air?
No, not on air. So my first year working professional baseball, this is definitely dating myself. I'm not going to say the year. There's a dude who looked at me, and he goes, "You look like a fungo bat." And so he just started calling me fungo.
That's incredible.
He goes, "Fung," and so he just started calling me fungo. And I'm like, this is not very nice. It's accurate. I'm not going to deny this.
Too close to home.
He just started calling me fungo the rest of the year.
That was your first year?
Yeah, that was my first year in professional baseball.
Oh, welcome to the bigs, dude.
And we were both interns, so it wasn't like it was a player who'd been around or like a manager who'd been in the big leagues.
You ruined the story because I was going to say, and his name was Vin Scully. You can't get your own nickname in sports. Like, I got to be like, this is, I don't know if people talk about this enough, but you don't get to pick your own nickname in sports. They give it to you.
Yeah. My favorite nicknames are the ones where it starts off making fun of you and then it just turns into like a real nickname. Like, you guys remember Don Baylor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So back when there was a lot of newspaper reporters and they would be in the clubhouse talking to players, Bobby Gritch overheard Don Baylor say, "As soon as I get into one of my grooves, I'm going to be just fine." And Bobby Gritch started laughing hysterically. He's like, "Okay, groove." And everyone was like, it kind of fits for Don Baylor. He's kind of got like a groove to him. And so that became his nickname, Groove.
I like Bartolo Colon, Big Sexy.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to be funny. You're trying to be facetious at first, but little did you know that is peak male prowess right there. Bartolo Colon is the example for the class. You weren't being funny. You were being accurate.
There's a prospect for the Red Sox whose name I cannot pronounce, but he was the clue on Jeopardy because his nickname is Password.
Yeah.
Jahinsky
or something?
Yeah, something
I
like
know
that.
you're talking about.
Yeah, so his nickname is Password because it's so many letters that make no sense, but this would be like a really good password. And it was on Jeopardy recently.
I think I get mad at ones that are just your nickname. Your nickname is your last name abbreviated. Like if your last name's Hawkins and they call you Hawk, like miss me.
Or like A-Rod, or you just add a Y.
Yeah.
Jonesy.
Oh,
yeah. That's
low-hanging fruit.
not a good one. If your nickname is a thing you performed on, like this is basketball, obviously, but Chancey Billups was Big Shot, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Because he's hit big shots. Also, I might be a liar.
Here's the other thing. While you're thinking about that, just because your name rhymes with something doesn't mean that can be your name. Like James Shields, everyone started calling him like Big Game James.
Yeah.
He had like one good outing in the playoffs, but everyone kept calling him Big Game James because of James Worthy, who literally was Big Game James.
It's unfortunate.
Muhammad Ali gave himself a nickname of the greatness. Or the greatest.
The greatest.
Yeah.
And he gets a pass.
Yeah.
Like
he also invented rap. The whole float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Like, he was the first rapper.
I believe that was Bob Dylan and his song Subterranean Homesick Blues. If you don't believe me, friend of the show, listen to Subterranean Homesick Blues. That's the first rap song.
All right. You got your homework assignment.
So have you dubbed somebody and given them the nickname that stuck?
Nothing that stuck. I've tried. It just didn't stick. Because here's the thing, like anyone who's really good here, they go up to the big leagues. Congratulations, Sam Hilliard. Let's go.
Yeah.
Back to the big leagues. So it's hard to give someone a name that's going to stick, because they're gone. And then you got to text Jerry Schimmel and Jack Corrigan in Colorado and be like, hey, I was trying this one out.
Yeah.
Drew Goodman. Hey, see if you can go with this.
I have one that's stuck. I've tried a bunch of them, right? I always do this one. My favorite player. I always do something of that nature. But when I was broadcasting at New Mexico Highlands University, there was a volleyball player named Stacy Johnson. And she had like multiple blocks in a row one time, had this little run. And I was like, Stacy Johnson is my father. And then everyone called her Father Johnson.
Father Johnson.
That's great.
And that was about as like prideful of a little. So anyways, every year it pops up on her Instagram memories or whatever. And she'll text me and she's like, hey, just Father Johnson checking in on you.
I like it when a nickname is here and then it goes here and then it goes here. And then that's the nickname where there's like a couple layers to it.
I christened almost everybody on my high school baseball team.
Yeah.
We all grew up together. Like I was the nickname guy.
You were the nickname guy.
I was the nickname guy. And one of them, they still refer to him as, you're going to love this one, Sush, our catcher, a little bit of a guy, a little bit. Obviously, I named him Rube.
Okay.
Not after the old school baseball player Rube Waddell, which has an insane story.
Right.
You should learn about him. But Rube from Major League, who was named after Rube Waddell, the catcher, natural progression. People still call him that.
Yeah.
The best one, I think, is Vlad Guerrero. Because Vlad Guerrero was Super Vlad, and then he was Vlad the Impaler, and then he was Big Vladdy Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, if you're going to do it,
yeah,
like that's how you progress them. Like pro wrestlers have this same sort of arc.
With your pro wrestling background, you should be really good at this.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The like us and it I know you guys are aware of this, but in like a belly up to the bar situation where my only outlet for entertainment is like roasting the individuals that surround me.
Right.
Like I'm never more comfortable. Miggy is a good one.
It's just short for Miguel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too easy.
When I was in the freshman dorms, there was a couple of dudes who were really good at coming up with nicknames. And there was this guy, to this day, I cannot remember what his real name is. Did you guys ever see the Bob's Big Boy hamburger?
For sure.
Okay.
Yes, I'm aware.
So that dude out front, and he's like, hey, he looks like the guy from Bob's. So everyone started calling him Bob's. Not Bob, but Bob's.
Yeah.
Multiple Bobs.
And then like people from different floors had no idea that it was just a nickname. So they were calling him Bob, but we're like, no, it's not Bob, it's Bob's. You need to do the apostrophe S. So then sometimes someone would call him Bob, and then I would just say apostrophe S. So then he kind of became known as apostrophe S too.
One that is not the best radio story, but I was on a team where we had a guy who would try to talk stuff to people. And if you hit him with like, shut your mouth, like that was like the end of him, right? But somebody hit him with a shut your mouth, and then I immediately hit him with, yeah, mouth. And he became mouth forever. I don't believe outside of that very small circle, but if I were to text these now adults that were on this high school basketball team with me and I said, do you know what mouth is doing? They would have the answer.
I feel like freshman year in the dorms, high school baseball, these are like the prime time years to get like a nickname for life, whether you like it or not.
Your boy with the Giants, Cepeda, was it Baby Bull?
Baby Bull.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because his dad was the Bull.
Yeah.
His dad played in the Negro Leagues, so his dad was the Bull, so he became the Baby Bull. Tommy Lasorda was really good at giving people nicknames. So he called Oral Hershiser Bulldog, and it's not because he was a Bulldog. It's because he wanted him to be a Bulldog. He thought he was too soft on the mound, and he said, when you get that on the mound, I want you to be a Bulldog. And Hershiser hated it initially, and then he came to like it.
I really like the ones where you have to use them, like Mordecai Brown. Nobody calls him Mordecai Brown. He's three-finger Mordecai Brown no matter what.
Yeah.
Like sitting on Mordecai is not enough, but three-finger Mordecai Brown.
How did he get the nickname Three Finger?
A late night one night.
He was working in the meat packing plant in the 30s. That's why.
I thought it was how he threw a slider. Just shows what I know.
Cool Papa Bell is one of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
If somebody were to christen me Cool Papa, I know the rest of my life is going to be sweet.
I don't know what his real name is, and I don't want to know what his real name is.
No, we might never know.
Oh, that Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra's name is not Yogi, it's Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Dusty Baker's name is Johnny B. Johnny B. Baker.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Johnny B's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
too.
he used to always come back when he was growing up in Riverside, and he'd come up like all dusty from playing in baseball in the dirt and everything. And his parents started calling him Dusty, and the name stuck.
Hey,
Dusty Baker.
The best one, like as we're getting the walking music, Ernie Banks. I mean, if you're Mr. Cub, that's the whole team.
The whole organization.
Century.
The whole history and future of your franchise.
Josh, you got to run upstairs.
Yes, I do.
Have a call, Sush.
Have fun tonight, boys.
Isaiah back at the studio.
Once again, fellas, I wish you great luck on your prize picks.
What a guy.
I like that energy. Van, final words?
Oh, my goodness. Too much for the time allotted, my friend. Anything we didn't cover, make sure you check out Monday morning on the opening drive with Jeff and
There
JJ.
might be an NBA championship set.
That would be sweet.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you next week, Burke.